proudly presented by AT&T Uverse TV.
The following is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are the Fox. We are Southwest.
Ivan Pudge Rodriguez has taken his rightful place in the Rangers Hall of Fame. The 16th member of the Rangers Hall of Fame has officially been inducted. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. Dana Larson here with you, and so glad you could join us on this very special night. What a memorable pregame ceremony that set the tone quite nicely for the main event. It is time to turn our attention to baseball. The Rangers and the Baltimore Orioles, and to help us set up first pitch, we turn it over to Tom Grieve and Mark McLemore. Good evening, guys.
Good evening, and thank you, Dana. You know, Mac, when Ross Wolf signed with the Rangers, it wasn't until the middle of April. He probably expected to go to AAA. I doubt that he expected he'd be pitching in July in a pennant race, but he's pitched well, he's earned the right, and he gets the start against the Orioles tonight.
He really has pitched well. He's earned that right, like you said, to get another start tonight. He pitched well his last outing against Baltimore. He only gave up 3 hits, although 2 of those were solo home runs, one to Chris Davis and another one to Brian Roberts. But you see here in the video, he kept the Orioles off balance all night long. If it hadn't been for those 2 home runs, though they really didn't cost him that much. And you ask any manager, they'll take a quality start like that when you've got a young guy that's going to go out there and only give up 3 runs, especially with this Rangers offense. You expect him to give him a little bit more. So he earned another start tonight, and he's got it against this Oriole team.
Well, he's pitched very well in his first 2 starts. He got his first major league win against the Oakland A's. Hopefully he's got another good one in him tonight. The Rangers had lost 5 out of 6. They try to get back to their winning ways when we come back. It's the Rangers and Orioles next on Fox Sports Southwest. And we are back at the ballpark in Arlington. It's the Rangers and the Orioles. Ross Wolf on the mound facing the Orioles. Nate McLouth, as he did last night, starts the ball game off with a line drive to center field for a base hit. Last night it was the first pitch that he lined into center field for a base hit. Tonight it's the second pitch. Orioles lineup: Nate McLouth leads off. Manny Machado plays third base and bats second. Nick Markakis bats third. Adam Jones, the center fielder, bats fourth. Chris Davis, Matt Wieters bats sixth. J.J. Hardy, the all-star shortstop, hits seventh. The DH tonight, Henry Urrutia, and the second baseman is Brian Roberts. On the run, the throw, Nate McLouth steals his 25th base. McLouth, an excellent base stealer. He's only been thrown out a couple of times, and he wasted no time running on the first pitch. And in spite of a quick throw by A.J. Pierzynski, wasn't much he could do to prevent that stolen base.
No, A.J. did everything he possibly could. He got out behind that plate and threw a strike down to second base. But usually when you steal a base, you're stealing it off the pitcher, and that pitcher's got to give that catcher an opportunity to throw that runner out.
And the scouting report on Ross Wolf: his ERA is solid at 2.14 against the Orioles. He only gave up a couple of runs. Mac mentioned him, 2 solo home runs. Right hitters have only hit .220 against him. Good sinker down and in. In that game in Baltimore that Ross pitched, he had that pitch working for him pretty well. A lot of movement on that pitch.
It is. That's a great pitch for him. It's tough on right-handers, and you know they see it, they think it's on the inside part of the plate, and they can do something with it, and all of a sudden it disappears.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Machado. Ground ball to short. McLeod will have to go back to second base. Elvis makes the easy throw to first base, and it's 1 out. We'll check the Ranger defense tonight. It's David Murphy in left. Leonis Martin back in center. Nelly Cruz back in right field. Missed last night's game. Mitch Moreland at first. Ian is at second. Elvis at short. Adrian Beltre at third. Behind the plate is A.J. Przinsky, and on the mound is Ross Wolf. So Wolf was able to get Machado, and at the same time was able to make sure that McLeod stayed at second base. Machado unable to move him over to third base. Nick Markakis is the third batter in the Oriole lineup. Pitch comes back over the plate, but a little bit low.
You know, as a number 2 hole hitter, when you get that runner out at second base with nobody out, you really want to get him over any way that you can. But a pitcher also knows that that's what your job is, and that's what you're trying to do. And McLeod Ross did a great job of not giving Machado a pitch to do that with. So he made Machado hit his pitch and not be able to get his job done.
That's something that's not that easy for a young hitter. Mostly experienced guys are the ones that are able to go the other way and hit the ball on the ground, aren't they, Mac?
Yeah, it's not easy at all, even when you're a veteran player. Like I said, the pitcher knows you're trying to, hit the ball the other way, so he's not going to give you a pitch that you can do that easily with. He's usually going to give you a changeup, something off speed, and inside to a right-handed hitter that is going to be very difficult for you to take it the other way.
Pitch is low to Markakis. That runs the count to 3 balls and no strikes. First base is open. Adam Jones, the all-star center fielder, is on deck for the Orioles. Another pitch is low. That's ball 4 to Markakis. 4 straight balls to Markakis. And it really looked like Jones was going out of his way to keep the ball out of the strike zone. Try to make Markakis swing at a pitch a little bit low. Markakis didn't offer it any and worked the walk. So first and second for Adam Jones. Adam Jones got more votes than any other outfielder in the American League for this year's All-Star team. Having an excellent season. Comes in hitting almost 300. 19 home runs, knocked in 67 runs. On base percentage is not that high because he doesn't walk very much. He's only walked 14 times. Well, trying to keep that sinker down, trying to get a ground ball, trying to get a double play right here. When the Rangers were in Baltimore, Jones had only walked 9 times. So in the last week, he's walked 5 times. And it really looked in the last game in Baltimore like he was trying to make an adjustment. Swung at some bad pitches the night before with men in scoring position. Looks like he's made a conscious effort to try to lay off those pitches. Ground ball into left field. That's going to score McLeod. Murphy will throw to the cutoff man. The throw goes through. The runners stay at first and second. Ross got the ground ball, but Jones found a hole with it.
Nice piece of hitting by Adam Jones. Got a sinker. It didn't sink enough and drove it into left field to drive in the Orioles' first run.
In that situation, Jones is trying to make the ball sink. He's trying to get the ground ball. You can't guide where the ball is going to go. Wolf got the ground ball, but unfortunately it was between Beltre and Elvis, and now you've got to face Chris Davis. First and second, 1 out. Davis leads the league in home runs. He's hit 37. He's knocked in 93 runs. In virtually any other year that would lead the league at this point, but Miguel Cabrera has a couple of more. Had a home run against Ross in Baltimore. Ross got a changeup up in the strike zone that Chris was able to hit. Other than that, the Rangers have handled him. He's only had 1 hit, 17 at bats. He struck out 11 times against the Rangers. Tough situation right here. 2 balls, no strikes. Fastball for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, this is where Wolf really has to be careful. Chris Davis is obviously a dangerous hitter and doesn't know him that well, obviously, and he wants to pitch him the way the rest of the staff has been pitching him and get him out that way.
Another fastball for a strike. Not sure Chris expected a couple of fastballs for strikes. He hasn't seen many fastballs to hit, at least not in a hitter's zone. Well, Ross gets a couple of strikes, 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. Orioles already have a run in. And fastball looped into left field. That's going to fall in front of David Murphy. Markakis is going to come around and score easily on that soft single to left field by Chris Davis. Not hit very hard, but he picks up his 94th RBI. Texas Rangers baseball on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Don't miss the Ford Summer Spectacular featuring blockbuster deals. Now playing at your best in Texas Ford dealer. By AT&T UVerse TV. Check availability at 1-800-PICK-ATT. Think, rethink possible. And by Progressive. Visit progressive.com today. The Orioles with a couple of hits and a walk in the first inning. Still have 2 men on. Still only 1 out. And they've scored twice. Fastball down. Nice play by Przinsky. Well, Chris Davis, who was 1 for 17 against the Rangers, didn't hit the ball that hard, but he found a hole with it. A little soft single to left field. Fastball catches the inside corner.
Ross is having a little bit of trouble right now locating the ball where he wants to. That was a strike there, but that's not where AJ wanted it, and that can create problems.
Matt Wieters at 232 had a home run in last night's game. Ball hit hard. Nice try by Kinsler. He's able to knock it down, but unable to make a play. Hard hit ball. Wieters making a bid for the 3rd straight hit and another RBI. Kinsler knocked it down, and Mack, if he's able to catch that ball, had a pretty good chance to turn it, didn't they?
Definitely. I think that's definitely a double play. Flips it over to Elvis, and Wieters isn't a fast runner, so Kins catches it cleanly. A tough play there. Ball hops up on him, but if he catches it cleanly, I think they can definitely turn a double play. But it's a nice play just being able to keep that ball in the infield and not having Adam Jones be able to score the 3rd run in a row.
That brings up the 7th batter in the Oriole lineup. That's J.J. Hardy, the all-star shortstop. Pretty good pitch to hit. Pretty good rip at it. Fortunately, wasn't able to connect. He fouled it straight back. Hardy, 30 years old. 8th full season now in the big leagues. Fastball, another pitch in the middle of the plate, fouled straight back, so no balls and 2 strikes. Hardy's probably thinking to himself, I might have missed a pretty good opportunity with those first 2 pitches. Ross is thinking, I've got to make a better pitch than that. Off-speed pitch, a little bit outside and low.
He definitely wants to make an adjustment. You don't want to leave too many pitches hanging out over the plate to this Oriole lineup. They do lead the league in home runs.
1 ball and 2 strikes now to Hardy, and he gets him to chase. Good job by Ross right there. He's already given up a couple of runs. The Orioles have loaded the bases. Hardy is not a guy that strikes out a lot, but he fooled him with that off-speed pitch.
Had him set up perfectly. Got him threw a couple of fastballs down the middle and throws him a sinker. And Hardy gets way out in front of it and just can't get any wood on it. So great pitch by Wolf. That's an out that he needed there. He didn't want to give up a sacrifice fly with in that situation to give up another run. So a strikeout was a very big out in that situation.
And here's a player we haven't seen, Henry Urrutia. Urrutia is a Cuban in his first professional season. In the minor leagues, he was off to an incredible start. In AA and AAA, he was hitting 365. Hit about 365 in both places. Earned the call-up. Say he's not a guy that at this stage hits for a lot of power. Urrutia is 26 years old, kind of uses the whole field, but he can drive the ball in the gaps. Line drive hitter. Fastball a little bit low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Orioles have already scored twice. Ross Wolf is trying to limit the damage right here. Good pitch. Took a little bit off. Change up. Fooled him a little bit. Great movement.
Nice pitch, and that's something you don't normally see at the minor league level. So I'm sure Urrutia was looking, this is a fastball count, he's looking for a fastball. And Wolf folding with a nice change up there.
2-2 pitch. Another changeup, same result. Good job by Ross Wolf. The Orioles didn't hit the ball all that hard. 3 soft singles. He pitched out of a bases loaded 1-out jam, but after a half an inning, the Orioles lead the Rangers 2-0. Demontrond RV. Ian Kinsler in the customary leadoff spot, followed by Jurickson Profar, the DH. Nelly Cruz hits 3rd. Adrian Beltre is 4th. A.J. Pierzynski. Mitch Moreland hits 6th. Elvis Andrus at shortstop bats 7th. David Murphy in left field. And the center fielder, Leonis Martin, bats 9th. Nelly Cruz back in the lineup tonight in his customary 3rd spot in the lineup. Missed last night's game. He had a severe migraine headache. Glad to see that he's well enough to play tonight. A couple of spots in the game last night. The Rangers could have used Nelly.
Scouting report on Miguel Gonzalez. He's 7-3 with a 3.48 ERA in 16 starts this season. He's got 7 straight quality starts. 5-1 with a 2.49 ERA. And his last outing against Texas, he was went 6 2/3 innings. Only gave up 4 hits and just 1 run.
Now, Gonzalez is not overpowering, but he knows how to pitch.
Normally they talk about a crafty left-hander. This is a crafty right-hander.
Last night against Wei-Yin Chen, the Rangers didn't do a lot of damage, but they had a number of good pitches to hit that they either popped up or fouled back. hopefully they'll take advantage of some good pitches to hit today.
And, I think it was, a combination of just being off for 4 days. That's a long time for a baseball player to be off and not see major league pitching. It affects, guys in different ways.
Ball hit well to left field by Kinsler. That's got a chance at the wall. Caught. McLeod ran it down at the wall. Ian hit that ball hard, thought he had enough to maybe sneak it into the front row. But McLeod was able to run it down right at the track. The Rangers right off the bat get a good pitch to hit. Good swing. Just did not find a hole.
No, it looked like he got it off towards the end of the bat a little bit there. But I like what I'm seeing from Kinsler so far these first couple of nights. He's right on the ball. He just hit that one just a little bit toward the end of the bat.
DHing tonight, Jurickson Profar takes strike one. Well, the Orioles scored twice in the first on a ground ball through the infield and 2 soft singles to the outfield, along with a walk. Really didn't hit the ball hard, but they found a hole 3 different times. Profar jumps back out of the way. Fastball evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Gonzalez was a great pickup by the Orioles. He signed as a minor league free agent. Originally signed by the Angels, he was selected by the Red Sox 5 or 6 years later in the Rule 5 draft. Then he was hurt for a couple of years, 2008, 2009. Good changeup. Excellent record in the minor leagues. Got an opportunity last year. He pitched very well in AAA for the Orioles last year. And after he was called up, did a great job. He was 9-4 with a .325 ERA in 15 starts. One of the key components to their drive for the playoffs. There's a soft single to left. McLeod can't get it. Thought he caught it for a second. Made a sliding attempt. Ball went in his glove, but he wasn't able to get it. I'm ready to say the Rangers can't catch a break here in the first inning, but they did catch a break. McLeod was unable to come up with that. It goes for a single by Jurickson.
Nice piece of hitting by Profar. Swung at a changeup earlier, got pulled and stayed with this pitch. Dunks it in the left field. McLeod thought he had a beat on it and just couldn't come up with a catch. He's there, gets his glove under it, and just can't make the catch. So it goes as a single for Profar.
Oh, Nelly Cruz, one of the Rangers representatives to the All-Star game. After missing last night, back in the lineup. Fastball, that ball's hit well to left center field, but McLeod is going to run that one down at the warning track. Not sure about, was that the same thing as the one Kinsler hit? Hit that a little bit off the end, maybe?
It was. It just, again, off the end of the bat. So I'm not sure if he's got a little sink to his fastball tonight or what, or he's just taking a little bit off of it. But those 2 balls there are normally souvenirs by now.
Now, both those balls look better coming off the bat than it ended up. And it must have just hit off the end of the bat enough for McLeod to be able to have time to run it down.
And something tells me both of those guys are going to make a little bit of an adjustment.
And hopefully they'll get those same 2 pitches to hit later on. Adrian Beltre takes a fastball for a strike. Adrian hitting .388 in his last 17 games. Good sinker fouled away. Wendy's presents Now That's Better. July 14 games. Adrian Beltre hit .407. In the month of June in 26 games, .278. That's better. By 129 points to be exact. No balls and 2 strikes to Adrian. Gonzalez checks Profar at first base. Adrian, with 21 home runs and 55 knocked in, had a big series in Baltimore. Rangers couldn't get the big hit in yesterday's game. They had their chances in the middle innings. Men in scoring position 4 straight innings. Couldn't capitalize. Adrian ready to swing at that high fastball. That was too high for him to swing at. Might have been right in the wheelhouse for Vladdy Guerrero, but a little bit too high for Adrian. So 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the first. Orioles lead the Rangers 2-0. Another throw to first base. Profar has attempted 3 stolen bases. He's been thrown out all 3 times. Just got underneath that one. Long fly ball, but it's going to be an easy play for McLeod. McLeod handles all 3 outs in the first inning. The Rangers do get a base hit by Profar, but at the end of 1, the Orioles lead the Rangers 2-0.
I appreciate it, Tom. Nice crowd here at the ballpark. We're in the Rangers on. You bet. Community Corner tonight. We're talking about the RBI program. You know, 100 participants from around the Southwest converge on Arlington this weekend. They're playing in a regional RBI tournament. The finals actually will be held this Sunday morning. And to find out more about the RBI program, you can do so by logging on to TexasRangers.com/foundation. Let's go, Rangers.
All right, thanks, Jim. Good start to the second inning. Brian Roberts with a chopper to first. Mitch on to Ross Wolf for the out.
Well, this is how you want to start an inning. Get that leadoff guy, especially Brian Roberts, who's really a leadoff guy, even though he's hitting in the 9th spot.
Yeah, Roberts, 5-6 years ago, when he was in his prime, before he had injuries, he had 3 years where he had 50 doubles or more. He was a force at the top of the lineup, trying to work his way back into that same form now at age 35. Nate McLeod, been a thorn in the side of the Rangers, takes a strike. McLeod singled to lead off the ball game and came around to score. Scored on Adam Jones, ground ball to left field. Breaking ball just misses the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. McLeod singled in the first and stole his 25th base. There's a fastball that comes back and catches the inside corner. McLeod 25 out of 29 in stolen bases.
This is definitely the kind of guy you do not want on the base paths.
Ball hit well to right field. Nelly Cruz back at the wall. Jumps. Can't make the play. The ball is off the wall. McLeod running all the way is going to end up at third base with a triple. That's another ball off the bat. Looked like it might have a chance. Ball was really not helped by the wind at all. Nelly had time. He got back and jumped. Just wasn't able to come down with the ball.
He gets back to the wall in time, but just not in the right spot. Just a little bit behind him. Could have gotten back to the wall just a little bit more, and he might have had a better shot at it. Just over his glove, just out of his reach.
It looked like, Mac, if he did get back maybe another step right at the wall, he might have been able to catch that ball. It was hit near the top of the wall. So now Ross has to face Manny Machado with a man on third base. Wash is going to play the infield in. Rangers have had trouble scoring lately. They're already down 2-0. Wash not in favor of giving up another run right here. Changeup catches the outside corner. Ranger outfield shades Manny Machado toward right center field. Pretty big gap in left center field, though. Fastball hit on the ground, foul down the third base line. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Machado leads the American League in doubles with 39 by a pretty good margin. And also, for a young hitter, been excellent with men in scoring position this year, hitting well higher than his regular average. A little bit off, fooled him a little bit. Might not have gotten that ball down as well as he wanted to, Mac.
No, he's got to make that adjustment and get the ball, keep it from the middle of the plate and down in the zone.
Good try. Change up. Wasn't able to get him to swing at it.
That's where he wants it. You've got the infield in. You want that sinker down and force that hitter to swing at it and hit a ground ball. You've got the infield drawn in. Keep that runner at third base.
Line drive. Right field. That's going to score the 3rd run. One thing that you love about Machado as a young hitter, he doesn't try to pull the ball. He drives the ball. Kick and hit.
He takes it the other way very well. And you don't see that typically out of a young hitter. Gets a pitch out up over the plate. That sinker doesn't sink. It's up in the zone again. And as a sinker baller, when you get that sinker up in the zone, it's very flat. And it's a little bit slower than the fastball, so it's very hittable. And Machado drives it into right field and drives in McLeod.
And Baltimore, Ross controlled that pitch much better. Didn't get the ball up and out over the plate very much at all. Today he's gotten the ball up and out over the plate a couple of times. That's a key spot with a man on third base. Markakis walked and scored a run in the 1st inning. Ross trying to get a ground ball, get a double play. He's thrown 40 pitches already. Rangers are expected to have Alexi Ogando and Yu Darvish back in the rotation. Until they come off the disabled list, the Rangers have a couple of extra guys out in the bullpen. In fact, right now there's 9 guys out in the bullpen. There's Alexi through 80 pitches in his last rehab start. There's the ground ball. Easy play for Elvis. On to first base by Ian, and Ross gets the ground ball. He gives up another run, but he gets the ground ball to get out of the 2nd inning. The Orioles score again. They had 2 in the 1st inning. At the end of an inning and a half, they lead 3-0. poll question. Do you remember Pudge more for his offense or his defense? If you think it's offense, go to hashtag FS offense or hashtag FS defense. A.J. Pierzynski leads off in the second. Rangers trying to get something going, get some men on base and get that big hit. Go back to the Orioles series. First 2 games, the Rangers scored 8 runs in each game. And after that, they've had trouble scoring. Had a good game against the Tigers, 1 out of the 3 games. Come back home to start the second half. And Wei-Yin Chen pitched a successful game yesterday. Miguel Gonzalez is 7-3 on the season with a really good ERA. He pitched well against the Rangers in Baltimore. Did he check his swing? Yes, he did. Third base umpire is Andy Fletcher. 2 balls and 1 strike to AJ.
You know, sometimes you've got to, tip your hat to the opposing pitcher and say, hey, it's a great game that he pitched. But when it happens 4, 5, 6, 7 days in a row where your offense isn't scoring any runs, you've got to say, hey, we've got to do something different. We've got to make some adjustments here.
Yeah, the Rangers, they've gotten base runners. They just aren't getting the key hit with men in scoring position. That's pretty much the name of the game. If you're not doing that, you're going to have a hard time scoring. A.J. Pierzynski lines one into left field, just like Pudge Rodriguez used to do. Pudge is going to join us a little later during the game up here in the booth with us. Beautiful ceremony today honoring Pudge. He went into the Rangers Hall of Fame. There's a high fastball that A.J. is able to keep from flying out on. Gets on top of it, lines it into left field. Good start to the second inning for A.J. Mac, I know you've got a lot of nice memories of Pudge Rodriguez. That's fun watching Pudge down there, wasn't it?
A lot of fun watching him. And, and you had mentioned earlier in the ceremony how he connects with the fans. He really loves the fans. And, throughout his career, especially the time that, I spent with him, he really enjoyed connecting with the fans. He fed off the fans, the electricity that they provided. It was just great to see him interact with them. And they enjoyed watching him and the enthusiasm and the fire that he showed on the field. It was just great.
It doesn't seem that long ago that Pudge was called up to the big leagues as a 19-year-old in Chicago. Fastball for a strike. Mitch Moreland at 1 ball and 1 strike. And then to watch Pudge down there in front of the 40,000 fans address them with the style and the charisma,
there you
and
go.
The polish. It's come a long way, boy.
He has.
Inside to Mitch. Gonzalez runs the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Rangers have the leadoff hitter on. They did that a number of times yesterday. And only were able to move the runner around for 1 run.
Mitch is a guy that I'm looking forward to see get back to hitting the way that he was before he went on the disabled list. This is good. He can be a very big part of this Rangers offense.
Floats a changeup in there. Mitch wasn't too sure about the location of that pitch, but it goes for a strike. Saw it from Chen last night. You'll see it from Gonzalez tonight. Number 4 looked like it might have been a little bit outside. The ability to throw off-speed pitches in fastball counts. Sinker down and away, 93 miles an hour. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Needs to throw a strike, but you're not guaranteed to see a fastball. Mitch will be looking for a fastball, hoping to get one he can drive. Had a couple of pitches to hit off of Chen last night, but fouled them back. Took a little bit off, threw him a changeup in a fastball count. Good pitch. Fooled Mitch, he got the strikeout. Let's go to Dana Larson for a Mazda game break. Thank you, Dana. Red Sox have won more games, I think, than any team in baseball. Yankees trying to keep pace with them. Elvis hitting 7th tonight. Swings and miss a little bit out in front of a slider. He thought that pitch was a fastball. Gonzalez has a good assortment of pitches. He's a pitcher. Mixes them up. Good idea what he's doing out there. Fastball misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gonzalez has had 7 straight quality starts. Over that 7-start stretch, he's 5-1 with a 249 earned run average. Only run he gave up in Baltimore against the Rangers was a home run by Ian Kinsler. Fastball. Line softly to center field. It's going to drop. Going to have to hurry. Adam Jones picks it up on a hop and gets the force out at second base. Tough play for A.J. Przinsky on the run, running as the base runner. Matt, describe that one.
Great play by Adam Jones. He deked A.J. Przinsky, a veteran player. He fell for the deke by Adam Jones. Blooper by Elvis Andrus, and Adam Jones just threw his glove up like he was going to catch it, and that froze A.J. And Adam had no chance to catch it, and A.J. saw him throw his glove up like he was going to catch it, and he froze. And that was enough to give him enough time to throw him out at second base. So you see it happen a lot. You see outfielders try and deke that runner a lot by throwing the glove up, but you very rarely see it actually work. And unfortunately, in this instance, it did.
Well, he's an all-star center fielder. Pulled an all-star play right there. As the base runner, you know if you get too far and he catches it that shallow, he's going to double you off first base if he catches it.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in, especially if you're not a fast base runner. You're pretty much in no man's land, because if he does catch it, number one, he's coming in. He's got a great arm, so if he's coming in and you're halfway and he catches it, he's going to throw you out at first base. So you've got to be a little bit short of halfway. So that's a tough spot.
David Murphy hits now with a man on first in a couple of outs. 2 balls and 1 strike. If you're scoring at home, that goes 8-6. Fielder's choice. Don't see that one very often. Fastball drilled into left field, right through the hole where the shortstop would have been if they didn't have the shift on. David got a fastball up and out over the plate and hit it hard in the left field.
Murph gets a pitch and drives it to left field. And these are the pitches that you don't want to miss, the pitches that are up and out over the middle of the plate. And David Murphy didn't miss that one.
The Orioles had the shift on, but David crossed him up. And now Leonis Martin trying to get hot again. He's 3 for his last 24. After being one of the hotter hitters on the team for about a month. That's a pitch that a couple of weeks ago he might have been driving into the gap. Play Lotto Texas with Extra for your chance to win Texas-size jackpots. It's Texas original jackpot game, available at your favorite lottery retailer. One strike to Leonis. Fastball inside. Another chance for Rangers to get that hit with men in scoring position. Starting to get the men on, get the opportunities. Now it's time to cash in.
You know, the good thing is they've been giving themselves opportunities. They just haven't been able to cash them in with the big hits.
Pitch down, 2 balls and 1 strike. Off speed pitch. If you go back to last year, Gonzalez over 31 starts, 15 last year, 16 this year, is 16-7 with a 3.42 ERA. That's about a full season work for a starting pitcher. And that's an excellent 31 game stretch, 16-7. Off-speed pitch, well located. Fouled off for strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You don't expect to get a guy who goes 16-7 over 31 starts as a minor league free agent.
No, that guy's usually locked up somewhere.
Yeah.
You know,
the guy that's 16-7 is pitching in someone's rotation. The minor league free agents usually pitching in AAA. 2-2 pitch to Leonis. High fastball, gets him to chase it without much success. Swing and a miss. That's strike 3. Rangers again failed to capitalize with a man in scoring position. It's the Orioles 3 and Texas nothing. Very fitting that it would be concerning Ivan Rodriguez. Where does he rank among major league catchers all time? No catcher has caught more games than Pudge. No catcher has had more hits than Pudge. 13 Gold Gloves and 5th with 1,332 RBIs. Ball cranked to center field. Martin stands and watches. That ball is almost at the top of the hill by Adam Jones. That was not one that scraped the back of the wall. That's 430 feet. Adam Jones showing today while he's the all-star center fielder. Had a base hit to drive in a run in the first, a home run in the third, and a great defensive play last inning.
Well, he gets a sinker that didn't sink out over the plate, and he knows what to do with that one. I think he knew he got that one.
Well, Chris Davis takes a ball, and while he takes that pitch, we'll watch the ball that Adam Jones hit to center field go out of the ballpark, and we'll also welcome Pudge Rodriguez. Pudge, congratulations on going into the Ranger Hall of Fame. It was a beautiful ceremony today.
Thank you, Dom. Yeah, it is. You know, it was nice. Mother Nature gave us a little break. I was a little scared down there about the weather, but everything came out good, and it was great.
Now, did you ever, when you started your career at 19 years old, did you ever think this day would happen? Is this something you ever thought about?
Well, no, not really. I mean, I think these things comes, you know, down through your career. I think, but this days like this is awesome to be honored as a Texas Ranger Hall of Fame, and you know, knowing that there's so many great players that plays here for a long time, and they're in the Hall of Fame, and being here is great honor to be part of that group.
Chris Davis somehow hit that pitch right off the ground and almost out of the ballpark.
Hey, he got hurt.
It looked like Martin had a chance to make that play. Went up against the wall, but didn't come down with it.
Chris is a low ball hitter. Went down and got that one. He just flicked his wrist. It's at 403 feet.
That's a ball that Leonis has a chance to catch. It's going to go off the side of his glove. I got to think, if you make a pitch like that, you don't expect to be watching the ball go 404 feet. But
no, you don't.
That's what happened. So Matt Wieters with a man on second. Pulls the ball toward the right side of the infield, but it's foul. Wieters had an infield hit in the first inning. Hit his 13th home run in last night's game. Pudge, when you're up here watching the game from this vantage point, tell me the truth. Do you wish you were down there playing?
Yes.
I didn't think you had totally gotten it out of your system yet.
You know, I love the game of baseball, and yeah, sometimes I think about that. You know, I think you know, I would love to be down there and play.
Well, you know, all you have to do is let yourself gain about 15 or 20 pounds, then you won't worry about it. But when you look like this, I don't blame you for feeling that way. How'd your family feel? I saw your dad. I don't think I've ever seen a prouder father than your dad down there.
Mom and dad and daughters and my wife, they're all doing good. You know, it was a very happy, good moment for them and for myself too. And you know, we have a good time down there. I think this is one of those moments that you dream as a baseball player, and be there, you know, and be in front of 30-some thousand people talking, and it's kind of an honor. Good feeling.
Oh, when you broke in at age 19, you looked like a player that had been in the big leagues already for 5 or 6 years. And now, 24, 25 years later, whatever it is, when you got up to speak, you looked like a seasoned veteran with a microphone. You did a great job.
Well, yeah, but to be honest, when you start very nervous, and then everything starts to taking place. But well, that's one of the things that my daughter Amanda told me. Dad, how can you do that? Not reading anything, and you talk for 5 minutes. Say, well, I talk about baseball. I just talk what I did for a long time, so that's what I did. But in the beginning, it's not easy. It's kind of like you get a little goosebumps and a little nervous in the beginning, especially down there when you start, like, you know, you want things to get started right away, and then you have a rain delay, and you down there sitting, waiting. But anyway, it was okay.
And Buck Showalter and the trainer are going to go out to second base, and you know, Pudge, you mentioned this when Chris swung at that ball that he might have done something.
Yeah, he feels a little bit when he looked down, and I saw him run to first base. You know, I see him that he was hurt. I think probably he's might be probably a growing problem or something. He grabbed his left leg in second base.
Well, he says he's okay. He'll stay out at second base. Let's take another look at it. First of all, I don't know how he hit this ball 400 feet. He has to reach for it.
You see right there, kind of like it hurts a little bit. Yeah.
Not sure exactly what it is, but Chris says he's okay. Mike Maddox goes out to check with Ross Wolf. Rangers have some action down in the bullpen. The Orioles have a run in on Adam Jones' tape measure home run. Joseph Ortiz is in the bullpen. Chris Davis has doubled. Matt Wieters has walked. Still nobody out in the third inning.
Mike, how many guys we pick up in second base?
Oh my God, I love it. I don't know, hundreds. I don't think we ever missed. I love that. You know, we had this, you know, a little signal. I'd flick my glove and Pudge would throw some dirt out, and I would just get so giddy because I knew we were going to get him.
Yeah.
I knew we were going to get him. And
we give him 2 or 3 pitches, and Mac just look at me and say, "It's time right now."
I would just get so giddy because, you know, guys would just, you know, think he wasn't paying attention and it was, you know, no big deal, and they'd get a little further out there, and I'd just be watching, okay, get out there that magic line. Yes, we got him, and give him a little flick, and it was just, I loved it.
Great feeling.
Now, it must be nice, too, when you're waiting for the ball. You know it's going to be right here, and you won't have a problem catching it.
No, what I waited for, I just waited for the pitcher just to throw it. I just wanted the pitcher to throw it. Get rid of it so we can get on to the play. It was great.
J.J. Hardy up the middle. Kinsler can't get it. Chris Davis is going to come around and try to score. He's held up at third base, and it's a good thing because Martine's throw comes all the way into Przinski, and had Chris Davis tried to score, he would not have made it.
No, whatever.
Brewed Coors Light. In the last 9 games, the Rangers bullpen has allowed just 1 run over 24 2/3 innings and held opponents to a 133 average, 11 for 83. Joseph Ortiz faces the tough task right now of nobody out and the bases loaded. He'll face Henry Urrutia. Urrutia making his big league debut, pulls the first pitch foul. Ortiz appearing in his 25th game. He's thrown the ball well since his most recent call up to the big leagues. Pitch pulled on the ground past Moreland into right field. That'll score 1 run. Matt Wieters holds up at third. Still bases loaded. Still nobody out. The Orioles, as they've done to a lot of teams this year, hitting the baseball. One of the top offensive teams in baseball. Urrutia.
10 hits already.
It's a breaking ball, and again, the Orioles are hitting the ball well, but they're finding some holes. That ball could have been a double play if Mitch could have gotten to it, but goes into right field for another run.
Yeah, it looks like he got caught behind J.J. Hardy a little bit, and maybe wasn't able to see the ball a little bit.
So Brian Roberts now in the same situation. Bases loaded, nobody out. Pudge, you picked a bad inning to come up here with us. We're not going to blame it on you or anything, but we're looking for a double play right here. Maybe.
Yeah, we're looking for a double play.
You're talking about your pickoff play to second. My favorite one was the one where you kind of hid behind the left-hand hitter and threw it to first base. That was my favorite one.
That's the one that I like the most. Yeah, he's making block it with a hitter and be able to see it to first base. But my favorites to me is in second base. That's nice. Second base, when you get a guy out in second base, that's a good feeling.
That's a beautiful feeling. And you know, for the life of me, I don't know how anybody could ever get picked off by you, because they knew you liked to throw. Yeah. So why anybody would ever get off, I didn't understand that. I know, you know, when you first got to the big leagues, I'd already been in the big leagues, but the word had gotten around quickly what you could do.
Ball hit well by Roberts. Cruz can't get it. It's over his head. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. Roberts is going to go to second because there's nobody there, and he's not going to make it because Elvis saw what he was trying to do. Well, Jeff Baker pulled that play going to third last night. Brian Roberts tried to pull it going to second and was unable to accomplish it. Elvis got over there in time. So Roberts lines the ball over Nelly's head. It scores a couple. The runners have to hold up. And this same thing happened to Roberts in Baltimore, where he hit the ball over an outfielder's head with men on base and had to settle for a single. You see what happens here. Roberts goes back to first, sees nobody at second, thinks he's going to make it there, but doesn't quite get there. Ball hit to David Murphy in left field. Will he have a shot at the plate? Going to try. Long throw home. Out at the plate. Great throw by David Murphy. Gets Urrutia at the plate. Nice job by A.J. Pierzynski. Looked just like Pudge Rodriguez on that play. Pudge, again, congratulations on your big day. Thanks for being here with us.
Thanks, Tom. Thank you, man. Congratulations, baby. Good to see you, bro. All right, man.
Sports Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Don't miss the Ford Summer Spectacular featuring blockbuster deals. Now playing at your best in Texas Ford dealer. And by Jack in the Box. Now's your chance to go big with Jack's Big Stack Burger. I'd have to go for one of those big stack burgers by the time this game's over with, Mac.
I could probably use one right now, actually.
11 hits, 7 runs through 3 innings by the Orioles. They have been pounding the baseball, but that's not unusual for them. They're 3rd in the American League in runs scored. So Miguel Gonzalez works in the third inning. He's got 7 runs to work with now. Rangers trying to start somewhere, get on the board, get something going. Top of the order, Ian Kinsler. Ball popped up. Should be playable for Chris Davis in foul territory. It is, and that's 1 out. Mac, let's take a look back at Murphy's throw right here.
Well, Murphy does a really good job getting to the ball, getting behind it, and a nice release, nice throw all the way into A.J. Brzezinski. A.J. does a great job blocking the plate. And normally you want to keep the ball down and try and hit the cutoff man, but in this instance, there's no, you can't worry about the cutoff man. You want to get the ball all the way there and then throw all the way in the air. And Murph does a great job getting to A.J.
Yeah, A.J. does a great job with his left foot. He waits until the runner commits to his slide, shows him the plate, and then jabs his foot into the ground right in front of the plate, and the runner never got to the plate.
It's called cutting off home plate.
Boy, I'll say that was a great job by a veteran catcher. AJ talking to Jamie Reed, the Ranger trainer, on the bench. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jurickson. Fastball a little late on it. Got that 93 mile-an-hour fastball in on his fists a little bit. And the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jurickson had a base hit his first time up. And into the game hitting .236. 3 home runs and 11 RBIs. Jurickson DHing tonight. He's played short, he's played second, he's played third, he's played left field. Checks his swing. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes.
You know, the more he plays, the more comfortable he gets at the plate. You can see the confidence rise every time, you know, every day that he's in there. You know, you look back and you see his average, you know, dropped a little bit over, you know, a couple of weeks stretch, and I think that was mainly due to the fact that he wasn't in there consistently getting those at bats. And it's very tough, especially for a young kid, a young player, to, you know, feel comfortable when you're not playing every day, especially when you're used to playing every day.
Lays off that off-speed pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mac, you played different positions in your career. Did you ever have a stretch in your career where you went to the ballpark feeling like you were going to be in the lineup but not knowing what position you were going to play?
Oh, that was every day.
Every day?
That was every day, especially with Lou Piniella. Every day I had no idea where I was going to start the game or finish the game. And there were a lot of games where I would play 3 positions in one game. I'd start at third base, I'd move over to left field, end up in right field, or start at short, go to third, end up in left. So, you know, the way I prepared was I knew I was going to play every day. It didn't matter where. I just knew I was going to play. So just play, bring 3 gloves to the bench, and see the lineup and go get them. And, you know, but I was a veteran player.
Right.
You know, I was in my mid-30s, and it's a little bit different when you're, you know, 20 years old. And you know, I know I would not have been able to do that at 20 years old. There's no way.
And I know on a number of occasions you've said the toughest spot for you was third base.
Oh yeah, I did not like third base. They call it the hot corner for a reason. And I can remember a couple of balls that I got that were very hot, and I just moved out of the way.
There's a ball ripped into center field. Jurickson's 2 for 2. Good at bat for Jurickson right there. Laid off some tough pitches. Chevron brings us tomorrow's starting pitchers. Chris Tillman for the Orioles was an addition to the All-Star game this year. And for the Rangers, young lefty Martin Perez at 3-2 with a solid ERA. Good matchup tomorrow. Young right-hander against a young left-hander. Ellie Cruz offers it that off-speed pitch down and away from him. Ellie lined out to left field his first time up. Hit the ball pretty well, but a little bit toward the end of the bat. Ball didn't really jump off his bat. Nate McLouth was able to run it down in left center field. Rangers have had 4 hits so far. Jurickson has 2 of them. Brzezinski had a single. David Murphy had a single. Rangers are going to need a little more than a few singles, though. They're down 7-0. Underneath it a little bit. Gives it a pretty good ride, but that's going to fall short of the warning track. Adam Jones will make the catch easily. O'Nelly is out number 2.
O'Nelly just missed another one. Just got under it just a little bit. It looks like his timing is there, which is something that's good, especially after a 5-day layoff for him. We had the game in the All-Star game, but that's basically still a 5-day layoff, and that's tough to come back from. But it looks like his timing is there.
Well, Adrian Beltre now with 2 outs. It's with Jurickson Profar at first base. Slider down and away. A couple of birthdays to mention. Bessie Turner from Longview is 83. And Bill Turley from Keller, 81 years old today. Happy birthday, Bessie and Bill. One-0 pitch. Adrian. Slider pulled on the ground, but right at Manny Machado, who throws to second for the force out. And that'll do it for the Rangers. They got a single, but nothing else. And after 3, they trail the Orioles 7-0.
Special night as we celebrate Pudge Rodriguez, the greatest Ranger ever, arguably the greatest catcher ever. He caught 2,227 games in the big leagues, the majority of it in the Texas Heat. And it's got his colleagues in awe.
It's crazy. I mean, he played for forever. I mean, heck, he still looks like he should be playing. I tell him that all the time. But, you know, he was an animal, and he deserves a ton of credit for what he did, how many games he caught, how many games he played, and also the numbers that he put up.
As far as what he did in his career, it's, you know, in my opinion, probably hands down the best catcher that's ever played, just because, you know, he was a guy that I got to watch growing up, and a guy I got to play with and see firsthand how good he really was.
That's our Geico quote of the game. Talk to Jim Palmer, who's on the broadcast side on the other side. He said that he should get his acceptance speech ready for Cooperstown, New York. And Buck Showalter's still mad at him because he left before Buck was able to manage him here in Texas.
All right, Rick. Good stuff. There's Buck. A lot of managers wish they had the opportunity to manage Pudge. Great teammate, great player. Manny Machado looks like he's going to be a great player too, if he isn't already. Just turned 22 years old, made the All-Star team, came into the game hitting .309. He's hitting second right now. He'll probably be hitting third next year. For a young hitter, he makes good contact, and I think the thing that everybody likes about him the most is he uses the whole field. Doesn't walk a lot. He's a free swinger, but he makes contact and he can drive the ball to right field. He's already done that once in this ball game. Back in the second inning, drove the pitch up and away into right field for an RBI single. Leads the league with 39 doubles. Ball fouled down the right field line. Count stays at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Joseph Ortiz on in relief of Ross Wolf. Ross Wolf ended up with 2 innings pitched, 8 hits and 7 runs. Ortiz came on, gave up a couple of singles before he got the fly ball to left in the double play. Great throw by David Murphy to complete that double play. Machado, the 3rd pick in the 2010 draft. Orioles hit the jackpot with him. There's a hitting machine. 2nd hit for him today. MLB.TV is celebrating 11 years. Join millions of fans and subscribe today. Watch every out-of-market game live online on your favorite mobile and connected devices in HD quality with MLB.TV Premium. Visit MLB.TV today. MLB.TV. Baseball everywhere. There's a fastball for a strike. Orioles have 3 hitters in the top 10 in runs scored. Chris Davis, Adam Jones, Manny Machado. Davis is 2nd. Adam Jones is 3rd in runs scored. Nick Markakis pops this one up, but it's going to go foul and out of play.
It's amazing how this Orioles team has changed over the last few years. How quickly they've gone from a perennial last place team to a contending team and at the top of the league in a lot of offensive categories, and they're climbing the ladder in a lot of the pitching categories as well.
They have to give the Orioles credit. Over the last 4 years, they've made good decisions. Good slider. Gets Markakis, who doesn't strike out a lot, to offer at it for strike 3. They drafted well. Machado was a high draft choice. Matt Wieters was a high draft choice. They've traded well. Getting Chris Davis was a huge deal for them. Getting Adam Jones was a big deal for them. They traded for J.J. Hardy, who made the All-Star team. Brian Roberts has been in the organization for a long time. He was a high draft choice. Well, they've done a good job. They've got a good team. It's not a fluke that they're a contender. This kid developing into one of the best players in baseball, Adam Jones. We were talking about him yesterday, Mac. He just seems like every year he gets better.
Every year. He's a sponge. He loves to learn, and he loves to learn. He wants to know more and more about how to get better each and every day.
He fouls that pitch off the end of the bat to run the count to no balls and 2 strikes. Jones in the top 10 in RBIs. He has 67. 69 now. He had an RBI single and a home run. 20 home runs on the season. He had over 30 home runs last year. Center fielder who plays an excellent center field. He can run, he can throw. Almost a 300 hitter, and he's got power. Nothing on the field that he doesn't do well. You don't expect to be able to make a trade that you're comfortable with and acquire someone like this.
No, I think if the Mariners knew that this was the kind of player he was going to be, they would have never made the trade.
Ground ball to short. Could be 2. Should be 2. It is 2. Joseph Ortiz strikes out Markakis, gets the double play. Nice quick inning for Joseph, but after 3.5, it's 7-0 Baltimore. On Fox Sports Southwest for Chevy Hometown Kids. It's not about the score, it's about the experience. Now, that's a cute face. There's another one. A lot of young fans in the stands tonight here to honor Pudge Rodriguez. Pudge was inducted into the Ranger Hall of Fame. Had Pudge on earlier. Always great to talk to Pudge. Thoroughly enjoyed his acceptance speech, which he gave confidently without any notes in front of him. That was pretty impressive, Mac.
Very impressive.
I've never done that in front of 40,000, I'll tell you that. Of course, I didn't have the poise that Pudge has either.
I can't do it in front of 40.
A.J. Pierzynski leads off the 4th inning for the Rangers. Lines that ball into center field. Second time he's led off an inning with a base hit. Well, A.J.'s 2 for 2. Rangers again trying to get some men on base, trying to get some hits. They're getting them on. In this series, they're 3 for 25 though, with runners on. They're just not getting the hits in timely fashion. That'll change. Just a matter of time. Mitch Moreland struck out his first time up on a good 3-2 changeup by Miguel Gonzalez. Gonzalez again mixes his pitch as well. Got a sneaky fastball. Doesn't look like he's throwing that hard, but he can tune it up there at 91 to 93 miles an hour. Got all the fastball he needs. He got great movement on his changeup. Throw a breaking ball along with it. Mitch at 262 on the season. 13 home runs. He's knocked in 37 runs. Curveball. A little bit on top of that one. Fooled him a little bit. Gonzalez likes to pitch on the road. Since the start of 2012, he's got the best road ERA in the American League, 2.91. 17th start for Gonzalez. Opponents are only hitting .232 against him coming into the ball game. There's a curveball rip, but foul down the right field line. Waited on that one a little bit better. That one hung up there a little bit. That was about belt high. Pretty good pitch to hit.
Sometimes even pulling a foul ball like that can make it, can get a hitter locked in.
One ball and 2 strike. Jax asks for timeout. Home plate umpire tonight is Rob Drake. Fastball misses low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rangers have dropped 5 of their last 6. They're 7-9 in their last 16 games. And in their last 47 games, they're 22-25. Fastball right into the shift. Easy play for Hardy. Steps on second and throws back to first for the easy double play. Join us at On the Border for dinner every Tuesday night through August 13th and enter to win free Ranger tickets and a VIP Rangers experience. Visit OTBFanzone.com for more details. So 2 outs, nobody on for Elvis. Sometimes you benefit by the shift by hitting one to the normal position they would have occupied, and sometimes you hit right into it, and that's one of those balls that was hit right up the middle, and that's right where J.J. Hardy was located.
Yeah, you have a lot of people that don't really like the shift, but I think the shift works as long as the pitcher throws the ball where he's supposed to. If the pitcher throws the ball where he's supposed to, then that hitter more times than not is going to hit the ball into the shift. That's why you use the shift.
Yeah, that's a good point, Mac. That's the other component of it. It's one thing to put the shift on, but there's another variable, and that's whether the pitcher makes the pitch. That's a good point. 1 ball and 1 strike to Elvis. Good slider down and away.
You see J.J. Hardy playing right up the middle, and the only way that this is going to work is if that pitch is on the outer half of the plate, and that's exactly where he threw it. So Gonzalez executed his pitch, and got Mitch Moreland to hit it right where he wanted him to hit it.
1-2 to Elvis. Changeup. Elvis is able to lay off it. Gonzalez will throw a slider and a curveball. And again, mixes them up pretty well. It's tough to pick a pitch and look for it against him. There's a ball lined into right field. Good job of hitting right there by Elvis. Elvis had a couple of hits last night and got another one tonight.
You know, Tom, I was taught that lesson by a Hall of Fame pitcher, Don Sutton. When I first came up, I was with the Angels, and he told me, I'm going to throw my sinker to left-handers, and I want you to play right there. I was like, okay. He said, so when I turn around and look at you, that means I'm going to throw a sinker, and they're going to hit it right there. And
that's why he won 300 games, I guess.
Exactly. And I'm thinking, are you sure? I said that to myself. I didn't say that to him. And lo and behold, he'd look at me, and I'd move over to the spot. He'd throw a sinker, and it was right there. And I finally asked him, I said, Don, how do you know they're going to hit it there? And he said, because when I throw the sinker, it's going to go right here, and this is where that left-hander is going to roll over, and it's designed that way.
Wow.
And it blew me away. So that's when I really started realizing, okay, there's a method to this madness.
A soft line drive by David Murphy right to J.J. Hardy. That's the last out of the inning. So the Rangers failed to score again. And after 4, they trailed the Orioles 7-0.
Tom and Mac as special guests. This is former American League President Bobby Brown. He was American League President in 1984 through 1994. In town. Of course, you live in Fort Worth, but came part of the Pudge Rodriguez induction ceremonies. What do you remember most about Pudge Rodriguez?
I remember he could really play. He was just excellent. You know, he was a great catcher, a great arm, good hitter, tough, durable. All the things you wanted, and didn't cause any trouble.
Now, Bobby, you've seen a lot of great catchers in your day. Where does Pudge stack among the best?
Well, you know, I think in his era, he was probably the best. We didn't have too bad a catcher when I played with the Yankees. We had Yogi Berra. He wasn't bad. And, you know, they're just excellent. And, of course, the Rangers were lucky having Jim Sundberg before he had Pudge. So, you know, you had 20 years of top catching in one franchise.
There you go, Bobby. Good to see you. Appreciate it. Thank you very much, Tom.
Okay, thank you, Noxie. I'm glad the fans had a chance to see Bobby Brown. Right next to Bobby Brown was Eddie Robinson. Eddie Robinson, among a lot of other important jobs in baseball, was the Rangers general manager. And Eddie Robinson and Bobby Brown, two of the people in baseball that I have admired the most. Both of them around 90 years old. They look like they're 70 years old. And when you have the opportunity to sit down and talk baseball with them, you learn something every time. Two giants in the game right there. Eddie on the left, Bobby in the middle. That's Eddie's wife, Betty, sitting next to Bobby Brown.
Nice to see him at the ballpark. I know Bobby Brown used to come out to the ballpark all the time. I see him a lot.
And Bobby also, for a while, was the president of the Rangers, then of course the president of the American League, and a tremendous player for the Yankees, as well as a noted heart surgeon in Fort Worth for a number of years. Played a very excellent game of tennis well into his 80s, so you're talking about a rare guy right there. Matt Wieters at 3 balls and 2 strikes lines that ball to right field. Well hit ball by Matt Wieters, his second hit of the game. He had an infield hit, walked and scored a run. Now a line drive single to right field. Prior to that, Chris Davis popped up to center field, so there's 1 man out, 1 man on. And Joseph Ortiz trying to get another double play. He got Adam Jones to hit into a double play to end the 4th inning. He faced J.J. Hardy with a man on first and 1 out here in the 5th inning. A little bit low. That's ball 1. We're talking about the Orioles being a contender, being a good team, and the numbers speak for themselves. Since July 29th last year, the Orioles at 95 and 63 are tied with Oakland for the best record in baseball. And they're 32 games over 500 in basically just about a full season. They might not have gotten off to a great start last year, but they ended strong. They beat the Rangers in the wild card game. And they're a contender right now. They're 4.5 games behind Boston in 3rd place in the East.
There's no question they're a good ball club.
So he's going to get that double play. Adrian to Ian, back to Mitch for the 2nd straight inning. After a single, Joseph Ortiz gets the ground ball double play. So another quick inning. But the Rangers still trail 7-0. this Tuesday at the Grand Prairie location on Carrier Parkway. Don't miss this chance to win great prizes and to meet one of your Texas Rangers at Whataburger. Leonis Martin this Tuesday at the Grand Prairie Whataburger on Carrier Parkway. We're going to the bottom of the 5th inning, and as fate would have it, Leonis Martin leads off for the Rangers. You can see him at Whataburger coming up. Leonis punched out the first time up with a couple of men on. He's 0 for 1, 3 for his last 25, trying to get it going again. Over a pretty long stretch, over 100 at bats. He was hitting well over 300. Cooled off a little bit lately, trying to get it back now as we enter the second half of the season. Miguel Gonzalez been tough so far through 4 innings. The Rangers have managed 6 hits, but been unable to score. Curveball bends in there for a strike.
You know, this is usually that time through the lineup that the Rangers really start getting to a pitcher. Once they've seen him 2 or 3 times, that's when they start figuring out the pattern. And they've seen Gonzalez. They saw him in Baltimore, and they're seeing him again tonight. So hopefully they can figure him out by now.
Change up, pulled foul. A change of speeds that Gonzalez has used tonight so far has, for the most part, kept the Rangers off balance. They have managed 6 hits. They had 2 hits in the second, 2 hits in the fourth. Double play helped Gonzalez in the fourth. Good fastball tailing away at 91 miles an hour. Second time Leonis has gone down on strikes. The 3rd strikeout for Gonzalez. Hasn't walked the batter yet. Moved back to the top of the lineup. Ian Kinsler lined out to left and popped out to Chris Davis in foul territory.
The thing that really makes him effective is that, you know, he's made some mistakes tonight, but he's made them down in the zone, not up in the zone. And, you know, every pitcher makes mistakes throughout the course of the game, and not everyone gets taken advantage of. And you know, when you're down in the zone, most of those don't get taken advantage of. But when you're up in the zone, it seems as though those are the ones that get hit out of the ballpark and become souvenirs.
Ian was hit by a pitch last night, the 55th time in his career he's been hit by a pitch. That set the team record. Ian trying to get hot here in the second half. 16 for his last 72. Curveball hit right off the end of the bat.
Tom, were you ever a target? Did you ever have a target on your back like that?
No, you know, I got hit by a pitch one time that I remember that I actually felt was on purpose. It was early in my career. Somehow I'd hit a home run against the Red Sox, and the next time I came up was in Boston, and the pitcher that I hit it off of drilled me in the side. Ball grounded up the middle. No, Hardy showing why he's a Gold Glove shortstop with a little help from Chris Davis at first base. Nice play. Anyway, I got hit and I went to first base, and Carl Yastrzemski was playing first base, and he said, "Are you all right?" And I said, "Yeah, I actually feel pretty good." I actually did something well enough in the game where a pitcher thought I was good enough to actually hit me on purpose. I actually felt good about it. The only time in my career, early in my career, that I ever felt that a pitcher might have felt that way.
It's a great play by J.J. Hardy going up the middle, and even better play by Chris Davis picking this ball on a long hop, not a short hop. That's a tough hop to pick, and Chris Davis made it look extremely easy.
Now, we saw Chris play a little bit of third base, but a lot of first base when he was with the Rangers, and saw him do that on a routine basis. Good defensive first baseman. I think for the most part, Mac, when I hit, pitchers said he's one of the guys you don't want to hit. pitch to him and get him out. Jurickson out in front of that one, lifts a little soft pop up to second base. That will be out number 3. The Rangers go quickly, 1-2-3 in the 5th, and the score still stands 7-0 Baltimore after 5. Well, we go to the top of the 6th inning. The Rangers trail the Baltimore Orioles 7-0. And we're proud to have in our booth Sandy Johnson. Sandy was our scouting director during the 10 years I was a general manager. And Sandy, I've said many times, the reason I lasted 10 years as a general manager is because I was smart enough to hire you.
I don't know about that, but we had such a great relationship, and we just did our thing, Tom, and I appreciate it. We had a good time. We were aggressive, and we had a job to do, and you just let us go ahead and run with the ball, and as long as it worked great, Tom. So it was some of my happiest years in the game. After 53 years, I think I look back on that, and that was probably the most fun I had.
Well, I'm glad you said that, Sandy. And it had to be a thrill for you today to watch Pudge Rodriguez be inducted into the Ranger Hall of Fame.
Well, I got to spend a lot of time with Pudge, a little bit more really during the rain out and so forth. So we got to visit, and we had a few laughs, like we do with all the guys we had, Tom.
Well, that's one thing. We had some years where we didn't win a lot of games, but there was never a year we didn't have a lot of laughs, I'll tell you that.
We had a lot of fun. In fact, tonight I saw a couple of our cronies. I saw Krivsky, and I just saw Dick Egan. So we had a few laughs.
Oh, boy. Wayne Krivsky was the assistant general manager back then. Dick Egan was one of our scouts. Brian Roberts lines his second hit into left field. Sandy, you told a good story at the luncheon yesterday about the tryout camp that you went to with several of our scouts to watch Pudge play. And what were some of the things that stood out for you at that tryout camp?
Well, right away, the arm strength with our scout Doug Gassaway just flying in from center field and Pudge through to second base, and he threw it 92 miles an hour to second base, and that got our attention right away. And then really swung the bat good. And really not people forget that Pudge could run. He ran about a 6'8". And so he had a great camp.
Well, I remember when Pudge went to Gastonia that first year. What was he, 17?
17, yes.
And you said to Marty Scott, look, you can't bring him there to be a backup catcher. He's got to play, right?
And he was ready to play. I mean, he was one of those guys, one of those rare guys that could go right to A-ball at that age and compete. The other guys that could do that I was involved with, Roberto Alomar and Benito Santiago, were also young and could do that. So that was rare back in those days for a guy to go and play every day at that level.
Yeah, you're talking about a kid that would have been a junior in high school playing against seniors in college.
Exactly, and that was as you remember, we got in that league, and that was a good league. It was a great place to develop young players. We had a great 11 or 12 of those kids made the big leagues off that team.
Yeah. Joseph Ortiz pitching to Nate McLouth with one out and a man on base. Slider is a ball. You also had a good story, Sandy. Rusty Greer was a 10th round draft choice, and I love the story about you going to the tryout camp with Doug Gassaway when you ran Rusty Greer in a 60-yard dash.
Right, and Rusty ran a 6.5, and it was a 58-yard dash. But Doug's one of the great scouts and characters in the game, and he loved his players, and Rusty remembers it too, because Rusty told me again today, he said, I couldn't believe it when they told me I ran 6.5. He said, I thought I was going to get all kinds of money.
So Doug Gassaway sets this tryout camp so you can see his player.
Yeah.
And then he makes the 60-yard dash 58 yards so he would run faster to impress you?
He will deny that 100%. I mean, it was just, it was a wet day and so forth, so there was somebody else's tape. But Doug's one of our all-time favorites, you remember, and he's a tremendous scout.
Ron Washington has come out. He's going to replace Joseph Ortiz. And before we go to the new pitcher, we're going to go to a break. We'll be right back. 10,000 fans will be treated to a reusable tote bag, courtesy of Reliant. This handy tote bag is perfect for shopping trips or afternoons at the pool, and you can get one July 30th when the Rangers take on the Angels. Tickets are available at TexasRangers.com. Well, Corey Burns is the new pitcher for the Rangers. He replaces Joseph Ortiz, who did a nice job over 3 1/3. And we're joined by one of the most respected men in the scouting profession for the last 40 years, Sandy Johnson.
Well, you got longevity, I guess. That's about what it is, Tom. Thank you very much.
So did Doug Gassaway actually think you were going to fall for the 58-yard dash?
No. He was just. That was just. Well, Rudy was his henchman, Rudy Terrasas, who ended up, doing a great job with Rusty Greer.
Sure.
I mean, a thorough job, and did a fine job doing all the details. But we had guys. He wasn't the only. We had guys that loved players, and they do anything to try to get a player, and that's what you do in baseball. My feeling, Tom. There's only two kinds of scouts: signers and non-signers.
Right.
Nothing in between.
Well, you always said it's easy for a scout to go out and say a guy can't play, right?
You're right. You're right about 95% of the time. Just say he can't play.
The ball ripped past Elvis into left field. Roberts is going to go to third base on the play. Manny Machado now with his third hit of the game. Sandy, I don't know how much of a chance you've had to see Manny Machado, but we've seen about enough of that kid.
I'll tell you what, having living in the Baltimore area, I've seen a lot of him on TV, and I think he's one of the finest young players in the game right now. I think you can put him in the category with Harper and Trout and Manny Machado, and I think a lot of these 38 doubles, 39 doubles in the next couple of years are going to be home runs.
Good point.
I think this guy's an unbelievable young player. I got to see Buck before the game, and I said, I want to meet Manny Machado. And I met Manny Machado.
Well, he's the kind of guy that you hope you have one of the top 3 picks in the draft when he comes into the draft, so you get a chance to pick him.
Boy, if you had to pick a player now and do a draft of all baseball, I guarantee you he'd be gone pretty quick.
Yep. Nick Markakis was a 7th pick in the draft a number of years ago. He's been in the big leagues now for 7 or 8 years, batting third for Buck Showalter. Corey Burns with his signature changeup gets him to offer at it. No balls and 2 strikes.
Sandy, when did you know that, obviously you scouted Pudge, you signed him, you got him, watched him for many years. When did you know he was going to be that big league player?
Well, you're never that smart, really, but everything was falling into place. He was throwing so well. I mean, he was a complete package in a hurry. Everything came in a hurry. But he was such a aggressive guy and played with such tenacity that you knew he would never be denied. So he's one of those guys that he's just going to do it, Mark.
Sandy, thanks very much for taking the time. It's great to see you again, and congratulations on a great career.
Thank you very much, Ty. Same to you, man. I enjoyed it. We're a good friend.
Thanks.
Mark, my pleasure. Good to see you again.
All right.
Man. Okay.
Sonic Slam Inning, brought to you by Sonic. Tonight's jackpot is worth $400 in dinner for two at Sonic Drive-In. Tonight the Rangers are hitting for Frank Christian from Arlington. If a Ranger hits a grand slam during this inning, Frank Christian from Arlington will win $25,000. You can register at any participating Sonic restaurant. Well, the Rangers have some home run hitters coming up this inning, so hold on for the Sonic inning. Nelly Cruz takes strike one. Mac, this has been a great game for me. I've been a little bit overmatched by the pace of the game. On the other hand, I've had a chance to see four of my all-time favorite people in baseball. Bobby Brown and Eddie Robinson sitting together watching the game. Had Pudge up here for an inning, and Sandy Johnson. So for me, it doesn't get much better than having a chance to spend time with two of those guys and seeing Eddie and Bobby looking like they're 20 years younger than they are enjoying Ranger baseball.
Well, if it means anything to you, you're doing much better than you think.
Well, we've had a few challenging innings. Somehow, I guess we're going to get through it. Last night we're getting ready for the game. We're both nervous. You haven't done many games. I've never done play-by-play, and we get a text from Steve Busby, and Buzz said, "Relax." I guess he knew we were nervous without even being there, and he said, "It's not brain surgery."
He must have smelt the nervousness off of us or something.
I don't blame him. Nelly Cruz 0 for 2 in the game. He's lined out and flied out. Fastball away, pulls it to shortstop. The sure-handed, accurate throwing J.J. Hardy makes the play. Let's send it to Dana Larson for a Mazda game break. Dana? Thank you very much, Dana. Boy, Tigers off to a little bit of a slow start in the second half, and maybe a little concerned for Justin Verlander. He's not really throwing the ball up to his capabilities recently.
That's kind of surprising. As dominant as he's been the last few years, and to come out to and be as inconsistent as he's been this year. Almost throwing a no-hitter a couple weeks ago, and just being all over the place basically all season long. It's just a little different.
He's had a tremendous workload over the years, and wouldn't suggest that that's catching up with him, but he doesn't look like Justin Verlander. He pitched a good game in Detroit against the Rangers. He wasn't throwing hard, but he really pitched. He had a good fastball, but not velocity-wise, just good command with it. Good curveball, slider, and a changeup. He pitched, but he didn't look like the overpowering guy that we've seen over the years. High fastball fouled off by Adrian Beltre. Runs the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out in the 6th inning. Rangers gave up 7 runs early in the game. Orioles have had 7 runs on 14 hits. Rangers have no runs on 6 hits. Ball lifted fairly deep to center field, but a routine play for Adam Jones. Adrian Beltre flies out. That's out number 2. Going to look at the West standings brought to us by DirecTV. Oakland lost last night along with the Rangers. The Rangers remain 2 games behind the A's. The Angels beat Oakland last night. I think everybody expects them to make a little bit of a move anyway in the second half. They're 4 games under, 10 games out. Seattle's playing better, and Houston is in 5th place. You just have to think sooner or later Josh Hamilton is going to get hot. They've got a tremendous lineup. Albert Pujols is going to get hot. They've got Michael Trout. A number of good young players. Sooner or later they're going to make a little bit of a move. We'll see.
Hopefully we're wrong about that, but I think they will at some point.
We've got a lot of games left with the A's, a lot of games left with the Angels.
But that's what makes it interesting. I like the fact that we play so many games within the division.
Slider ripped foul. Security guards getting out of the way, and I don't blame them. AJ's had a couple of hits in the ball game. He led off the second and the fourth with base hits. Rangers were unable to move him around, however. Miguel Gonzalez has thrown 87 pitches here in the sixth inning. High fastball up the middle. Roberts boots it. No play. A relatively easy play for Brian Roberts. Ball was not hit that hard. Looked like it jammed AJ a little bit.
Got in just a little bit on him. He hit it up the middle, and Roberts, it is a fairly easy play. Was in his glove and just jumped right back out of it. Goes down as an E4 for Brian Roberts.
Well, he looked like I don't know, I'm not a second baseman, Mac. He looked like he did everything right. Did he do anything mechanically wrong there?
He could have probably got his feet set just a little bit better than that. But with a catcher running, you know, he would have been fine. Just like his glove didn't close.
Yeah.
You know, it went into his glove, so it was there. His glove just didn't close.
Yep.
Normally sure-handed second baseman.
1 ball and no strikes to Mitch Moreland. Mitch has struck out and hit into a double play. Mitch 6 for his last 20. The curveball has Mitch out in front of it. Last night, Buck Showalter became the 4th manager in Major League history to win 250 or more games with 4 different teams. Joe Torre, Gene Mauch, Dick Williams, the other 3. Congratulations, Buck. Doing a great job with the Orioles. 1-1 to Mitch. Hit off the end of the bat. Gonzalez flips to first. Chris Davis makes the play. The Rangers get a base runner, but for the 6th straight inning, come up scoreless, and they trail the Orioles 7-0. By Ford. Orioles 7 for 12 with runners in scoring position on the day. Gonzalez 6 innings, 6 hits, no runs, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. Rangers trail 7-0. Orioles have had 14 hits in the game. Rangers have had a couple of opportunities, just haven't cashed in on him, much like last night, just not getting the hits with men in scoring position.
You know, that's really the biggest difference. They've gotten runners on, they've had opportunities, but just not getting the big hit when they need it. We're being able to string 2 or 3 hits together in a row.
Well, Adam Jones strung one together leading off the 3rd inning. He hit one almost over the grass in center field. Not sure what the tail of the tape was. Had to be 430, 440. But he launched it. Also had a base hit in the 1st inning to drive in a run. So he's 2 for 3 with a couple of RBIs. Corey Burns on for the Rangers at the last out of the 6th inning. 421 feet, according to Eric Josephson. Looked like it was farther than that. Change up a little bit inside. Mac, it's a real feather in our cap to have Eric Josephson up here as our statistician tonight.
It really
is.
is.
A little overqualified, highly educated.
I'm very honored to be sitting next to him.
Eric has said on a number of occasions tonight how happy he is to get out of the truck and be up here with people he respects. He said, I didn't say that. I called him Eric. I didn't know who I was talking about. I called him EJ every year I've ever known him. Nice to have you up here, EJ. What a great job you're doing. You're no Fritz Dykert, though, I'll tell you that. Slider a little bit outside. Runs the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Adam Jones came into the game at 296. He's knocking on the door of 300, hitting 299 now with his 2 hits tonight. 2-2 pitch from Corey Burns. Outside for ball 3. Corey features a fastball around 90 or 91 miles an hour. Best pitch is his changeup. I would call that big league facial hair right there. I'd call that a pretty good changeup that Jones just gets a piece of. Dribbles it foul down the left field line. Corey Burns was recalled from Round Rock on Sunday for his 2nd stint with the Rangers this year. The changeup ripped at the wrong guy. Adrian Beltre makes a nice play, stays with it, catches it waist high, and throws to first base. And Jones is out on a smash, 1-hop smash hit Adrian.
Wow.
Coors Light freeze cam. How about some images from tonight's ceremony honoring Pudge Rodriguez? What a smile.
Nice to see.
Mom and Dad. Ceremony was delayed a little bit tonight. We had a little bit of a rain shower before the game. Pushed everything back about a half an hour. Chris Davis swings and misses. Here's the play. Adrian stays with it. That ball, it looks fairly easy in slow motion, but Mac, you're talking about the hot corner.
Oh no,
there it is, right?
Easy nothing. That's the reason they call it a hot corner. And that's probably one of those that I would have ran from.
I don't think Adrian could get out of the way of that. He didn't have a choice. Well, Chris has had a couple of hits tonight, a single with an RBI and a double. And the ball ripped to right field. Nelly Cruz stays with it and catches that hard hit line drive. So 2 up, 2 down. Corey Burns has a couple of outs. Both balls hit extremely hard. Here's a look at the play by Adrian real time on the ball by Adam Jones.
Wow. And mind you, he's deep. He's way back, and the ball still got down there in a hurry.
Good changeup. There's a good look at his signature pitch. Since Corey's come back, hitters are 4 for 20 against him. Slider. Rip foul down the right field line. No balls and 2 strikes to Wieters. Wieters has a couple of hits. He walked. He scored a run. I see it. I'm not sure exactly how he did it. Might have hit that ball on a hop. No balls and 2 strikes. Wieters is just protecting the plate, it looked like. The ball's about 1.5 inches off the ground. He lifted it into center field for a soft single. 3 hits now for Wieters. He's 3 for 3. How hard was that ball hit by Adam Jones? 101.5 miles per hour. That's how fast it was going at Adrian, and that would qualify for the hot corner, that's for sure. Still not the hardest hit ball we've seen this year, though. That goes to Nelly Cruz, at least so far, the ones we've seen. Line drive he hit at shortstop about a month ago. Sinker down and out of the strike zone. Orioles have hit a couple of pitches tonight that make you wonder how they did it. That was one by Wieters. The other one was the one that Chris Davis hit 400 feet to center field. It was about a foot off the ground when he hit it. Pitch to J.J. Hardy. That's rolled into right field. Ian shading him up the middle. And J.J. Hardy has his second hit of the night. Oh, a little 2-out rally going here.
Ken, can you remember the hardest ball you've ever seen hit?
I don't know that I can say remember the exact ball, but I'm pretty sure the hardest ball I ever saw hit had to have been hit by Frank Howard. Big Hondo was, 6'7", 250 pounds, and he hit line drives that you just didn't feel comfortable as an infielder. I remember a couple of balls. It might have been the ball he hit by Brooks Robinson. Brooksy was Gold Glover for 15 years, and he was playing back on the grass, and Hondo hit a ball like the one Adam Jones just hit, only about maybe 6 feet off the ground, and it went by Brooksy before he could get his glove up. Didn't hit him because it wasn't hit right at him, but had it been hit at him, I'm not sure Brooksy could have gotten his glove up to get a glove on it, and that's one of the greatest fielders that ever lived. And he hit some balls. Against the Angels one day in a 2-game series. He had a home run off Clyde Wright. He had a home run off Andy Messersmith that looked like they were going to hit the big A in the old Angels Stadium. They each went 511 and 521 feet. Mitch is going to take that one himself. Urrutia is the last out of the inning. So the Orioles get a couple of 2-out hits. Don't score any runs. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th inning. We're going to stay here for God Bless America.
The men and women of our armed services, both at home and around the world. Tonight we invite you to join in singing God Bless America with Bridget Hammers.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God
Box score. One thing you'll notice, the Rangers have yet to score. Jurickson Profar has a couple of hits. AJ has a couple of hits. The other 2 hits belong to Elvis and David Murphy. Middle of the order, Nelly Cruz and Adrian Beltre 0 for 6 combined. Miguel Gonzalez has shut the Rangers down through 6 innings on 6 hits. He pitched well against the Rangers in Baltimore, much like Wei-Yin Chen. Wei-Yin Chen beat the Rangers last night. He beat the Rangers in Baltimore in both games, only gave up a run. Gonzalez in his start against the Rangers beat the Rangers 2-1. Only Ranger run came on a home run by Ian Kinsler. Gonzalez pitched 6 2/3, gave up 4 hits and 1 run in that game. Hasn't given up anything so far in this game. 92 pitches in the 7th inning.
It's been really tough on the Rangers again, keeping him off balance, using his breaking pitches and spotting his fastball.
Easy play for J.J. Hardy, Gold Glove shortstop. Take a look at our AT&T Uverse Reverse Replay. David Murphy early in the game. Great throw to home plate. Tremendous play by A.J. Pierzynski blocking the plate. And that completes the double play to end the inning. Unfortunately, it was a big scoring inning for the Orioles, and they still lead in this game 7-0. David up with a count of 1 ball and no strikes. Curveball drops in there for a strike. Mac, we said it a number of times, but he really has mixed up his pitches well in this game.
He has, and he's kept them down in the zone.
Good changeup.
Again, down in the zone. Pitchers make mistakes even when they're throwing a good game. They're going to make some mistakes throughout the course of the game, but just not making those mistakes up in the zone.
Good strike to ball ratio. 97th pitch. Good movement on his fastball. A little bit outside. Down and in, ball 3. Robbie Ross warming up in the Ranger bullpen. Robbie had a lot of work in the first half and a pretty good rest, though, the last week or 10 days. Nice job of hitting by David Murphy. Takes that off-speed pitch down and in and rips it into right field. Let's again go to Dana Larson for a Mazda game break. Well, thanks for that news, Dana. It's not often we root for C.J. Wilson and the Angels, but tonight against the A's, I'm on board.
Here we go. I think we'll be rooting for the Angels again tomorrow.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to. Leonis Martin takes a ball outside. Leonis has had a tough night so far. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Struck out on a high fastball and then a good tailing fastball on the outside part of the plate. Another fastball. Couldn't quite catch up with it. 92 miles an hour. No one warming. There is someone warming up out in the Oriole bullpen. Take that back. .101 pitches right now for Gonzalez. He's reaching his total, his quota. Another fastball fouled back. Tommy Hunter throwing out in the Oriole bullpen. Saw Tommy in Baltimore. He was tuning it up at 97 or 98 miles an hour. Tommy showed a lot of good signs with the Rangers. Wasn't consistent as a starter, but he's become an excellent reliever for the Orioles. Probably his niche. The fastball lined fair down the left field line. That's into the corner. McLeod fields it, gets it back in. And down 7-0. You're not going to take any chances, but the Rangers making a little bit of noise here in the 7th inning.
Nice at bat by Martin. Had a couple of fastballs up in the zone, and he swung through and got another fastball up in the zone. Not quite as high. Was able to get on top of that one, drive it down the left field line for a double. Got a couple of runners in scoring position, but a great at bat. Didn't give up on that high fastball, stayed with it, didn't roll over, didn't get under it. Drove it into the left field corner, so runners at second and third with just one out.
Yeah, good shot for Ian right here. Ian 10th in the league hitting with men in scoring position. He's a .351 hitter with men in scoring position, a .285 hitter overall. Slider hit in the air to left field. That will be deep enough, you would think, to score David Murphy. Throw comes into third. And the Rangers are on the board in the 7th inning on the sacrifice fly from Ian Kinsler. Got to start somewhere, but it's going to take a lot more than that. Going to have to string some hits together here. Just a little bit underneath that ball. Gonzalez, as he did in Baltimore, now has given up 1 run in 6 2/3 innings. Came out of the game in Baltimore after 6 2/3, and it looks like he's going to come out of this game as well after 6 2/3, because here comes Buck Showalter. Well, the line will be almost a carbon copy of the game in Baltimore. A few more hits for the Rangers, but as far as runs go, the same total. Tommy Hunter will be the new pitcher for Baltimore. Here comes the big guy in from left field. Rangers trail 7-1, and we'll be back in just a minute. Southwest is brought to you by the all-new Mazda 6. When you change everything, you change everything. So Miguel Gonzalez finishes 6 2/3. He's relieved now by Tommy Hunter. Tommy Hunter's numbers on the season very impressive. The Oriole bullpen in the last 18 games has posted a 1.92 ERA. The bullpen has been strong, just like it was last year. Tommy will face Jurickson Profar with a couple of outs here in the 7th inning. Starts him off with a slider. Good fastball, 97 miles an hour on our scoreboard, 98 on our radar again.
Tommy Hunter has a great fastball. There's no question about it. If he gets it up in the zone, it's hard for anybody to catch up to it.
And Mac, it looks like he's suited to this kind of a relief role where he can just come in and air it out.
Yeah, this, you know, guys that throw that hard, if you're coming in and you can just go 2 or 3 innings, I think that's the best spot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think when guys throw that hard and they have to back it off as a starter, you back down from 98 and you have to back it down to 93, 94 just to last, you know, 5 or 6, possibly 7 innings. I think they become much more hittable, especially if they can't come up with a good secondary pitch.
Little blooper down the left field line in foul territory. Turns out to be an easy play for Manny Machado. The Rangers get a couple of hits. They do score their first run on Kinsler's sacrifice fly, but at the end of 7, it's still 7-1 in favor of the Orioles.
Fan of the game. I have to give it to all these ladies. They're professors at UTA. They said, hey, I'm going to come out to the game tonight. Longtime Ranger fan, big-time fans of Pudge Rodriguez. They come all the way up in the upper deck and plant their Pudge Rodriguez signs to the back deck. Nancy, you were the orchestrated this whole ordeal. Tell me, you've been a longtime Ranger fan. What was going through your mind when you saw Pudge being inducted in the Rangers Hall of Fame this evening?
It's just awesome to see him being recognized for all the work and all the effort he put into the Rangers and all the great hits and fielding and everything.
Well, congratulations, progressive fan of the game. Thank you very much. Anything else you'd like to say?
All right, we love Pudge. Go Rangers!
All right, Tom.
Thank you, Noxie. Robbie Ross in relief for Corey Burns. That was the second pitch for 2 strikes. Where were they? Wow, that's about as far away as you can get. Got a little fear of heights going on, Mac. I'm not sure how comfortable I'd be up there. Noxie, on the other hand, has been to the top of that giant building in Toronto.
Now that
suspended over the edge of it. So
no, I'm not even getting in the elevator. All the years that I went to Toronto, I never went in that needle. and to go outside on the ledge to be suspended out. No, I'm not even. I'm not getting in the elevator.
Noxie said he's afraid of heights too.
Yeah, right.
Little looper. He's going to have to catch that one in the air and accomplishes that. Robbie Ross on for the Rangers has appeared in only 3 of the Rangers' 14 games in July. I think he was got to the point where he's a little bit tired. He gave up 7 runs and 7 in the 3rd innings in his last 8 games. But I think he's really benefited from some time off. He had the All-Star break off. And he should be ready to go here in the second half. Good fastball right there, 94 miles an hour. It pretty much shows you he's feeling good.
Yeah, it's tough not to use him though. When you're being very effective, especially coming out of the bullpen, it's tough for a manager not to use you when you're that effective.
No, when you're playing low-scoring games and you're in a pennant race, you go with your best guys out there, and that's what Wash has done. Robbie's had a great first half. Tanner Shepard's the same thing. They've got a little bit of rest, and they're good to go here in the second half. And 2 up, 2 down for Robbie. Great stuff right there to Nate McLeod. Let's look at our AT&T Twitter poll results. Did you like Pudge Rodriguez more as an offensive player or a defensive player? Wow. 95% of the people liked his defense. Well, I don't blame him. Man, it's a guy with 2,800 hits to go along with it.
You know, I knew they would say, you know, defense.
Yeah.
But not that big of a spread.
That's a huge spread.
I mean, offensively, I mean, he was a force.
A line drive. Nelly Cruz, nice running catch. Takes the 4th hit away from Manny Machado. He ends up with 3 hits. So a nice running play by Nelly Cruz. 3 up, 3 down for Robbie Ross. It's 7-1 Baltimore. We go to the bottom of the 8th.
Seven to 1 now here in the bottom of the 8th. Hi there, Dana Larson, reminding you we've got Rangers Live presented by Esurance coming up in just a little bit. You just saw my partner Kevin Mensch there. He's getting ready to join me for the post-game show. We'll hear from Ron Washington, the players as well. Break down this game for you, and of course look ahead to the finale tomorrow with the pitching matchup coming up here in just a bit. Mac Mensch is enjoying sitting in your chair. He's going to keep it warm for just a little bit longer.
All right, not too warm.
Well, Kevin's got some pretty big shoes to fill in that role. 96-mile-an-hour fastball fouled straight back by Nelly Cruz. 41,660 here at the ballpark tonight. Another great crowd. A little disappointed with the game so far, though. The Rangers trail 7-1. The Orioles have had 16 hits in this game. Good high fastball at 98 miles an hour. Boy, Tommy Hunter airing it out. Texas Rangers and Fox Sports Southwest are bringing you spectacular summer savings. Fans can buy $38 all-you-can-eat seats for select games, including tomorrow's game against the Orioles. Go to texasrangers.com/specials to buy and use coupon code Fox Sports. Well, there's a 98-mile-an-hour fastball turned around by Adrian Beltre and ripped into center field. Adrian's first hit of the night.
Well, one thing with Tommy Hunter, you know what you're going to get when you come up to the plate.
You're going to see something hard, that's for sure. And the Orioles, key part of their bullpen, Darren O'Day and Tommy Hunter, the setup relievers, former Rangers. Rangers, when they traded Tommy Hunter, had a very strong end of the bullpen. They still do. Uehara helped the Rangers in that role. There's a ball ripped into left center field by A.J. Przinsky. Koji was the one that came over to the Rangers in the trade for Tommy Hunter and Chris Davis. A.J.'s got 3 hits on the night. Turning that heat around. Couple of men on now for Mitch Moreland. Mitch is 0 for 3. Struck out, hit into a double play, and grounded out. Pitch out over the plate. Actually not even in the strike zone.
The one drawback to Tommy's fastball is it's pretty straight.
Yeah, right. A little cutting action on that fastball.
There we go.
He heard you, Mac.
He did.
Well, as well as Tommy has pitched for the Orioles, I think this kind of speaks to what you're talking about, Mac. He's given up 7 home runs in 52 innings. Breaking ball looped into left field. Adrian's going to come around to score. Rangers get their second run. And the fans get a little excited as Mitch loops the ball into left field. 7-2. Still 2 men on, still 1 out for Elvis.
It was a great read by Adrian Beltre. Moreland gets a slider and dumps it into left center field, and Beltre reads it right off the bat, knows that no one can make the play, so he's off on the crack of the bat and scores the Rangers' second run of the night. Nice RBI single by Mitch Moreland.
Tommy's going to get a visit from pitching coach Rick Adair. AT&T will tell us that our next telecast is tomorrow night. Orioles versus the Rangers on Fox Sports Southwest. Tomorrow's game at 6 o'clock. Glad I saw that. Would have been an hour late for the game tomorrow. Cut fastball, bounced to first. Chris Davis going to take it himself. That's the second out. Runners Przinsky and Moreland move up a base. Well, there's 2 outs, but men on second and third for David Murphy. Rangers have had 3 hits here in the 8th inning. They cut the gap to 5 at 7-2. The Rangers have had 11 hits now. Still looking for that big hit. Line drive into the home run porch would be a pretty big hit. Make a little bit of a ball game right here. Again, Tommy Hunter's given up 7 home runs in 53 innings. Rangers hoping it's going to be number 8 right here. Fastball ripped up the middle. That's going to score a run. That's going to score 2 runs. David Murphy, first ball hitting, gets a fastball in his zone and ripped it up the middle. And Mac, I think that's pretty much what you're talking about right there. You can throw it as hard as you want, but big league hitters can turn that around.
They're going to turn it around, especially if it's straight and out over the plate, as this pitch is right down the middle. David Murphy, knowing what he's going to get. You've got 3 guys go up there swinging at the first pitch because they know exactly what Tommy Hunter's going to throw him, and it's going to be a fastball. And they put some really good wood on it. And David Murphy, the latest one to do it. A 2-out, 2-run RBI.
A well hit ball for David. That looks like it's right down the middle of the plate. David had a great swing at it. Ripped it by Roberts in the right center field. Leonis Martin trying to keep it going here now. The ball popped up though. Adam Jones blows a bubble. One-handed catch. That's the third out. But the Rangers get 4 hits. They score 3 runs and make a little bit of a game out of it. It's 7-4 now as we head to the 9th inning. Shepers on in relief for the Rangers. Robbie Ross had a nice 1-2-3 8th inning. And a lot like Robbie Ross, Tanner Shepers has had a good rest. He's only pitched in 2 of the last 11 games. He had 4 days off for the All-Star break. Gave up a few runs in his last 7 outings. But overall, one of the main reasons the Rangers are where they are, the job that Tanner, the job that Robbie have done in setup relief. Tanner be appearing in his 44th ball game with a 5-1 record. Big fastball at 97 miles an hour.
You know, the 2 of those guys, they pitched a lot in the first half again because they've been so effective.
Exactly.
But you know, the rest has done them some good. And then also with, you know, Soria coming back off the DL, I think that's going to help him as well. And Ortiz being back and being effective so far since he's been back, I think that's also going to help. So they'll get a little bit more rest, I think, than they did the first half of the season.
Yeah, Soria has been a great addition. I can't tell much difference between him now and the way he was thrown when he was a closer for the A's. Nice play by Nelly to cut that ball off. Hard hit ball by Markakis. Low line drive. Like it might get in the gap for a triple, but Nelly was able to cut it off and held Markakis to a single. First hit for Markakis. He did walk and score in the first inning. 17 hits for the Orioles. When they scored 7 runs, there was a couple of balls hit, maybe 2 or 3 balls hit that the Rangers came close to making the play on. They went for an extra base hit and a couple of base hits. Plays that weren't close to being errors, but plays that on really nice plays could have been made. Adam Jones has had a couple of hits in the game, including a home run. And as hard as any ball he's hit was the ball he hit at Adrian Beltre, one-hop smash. Turned into an out. One ball and 1 strike to Jones. 1 out here in the 9th inning. Tanner Shepers on the mound for the Rangers. Good fastball fouled straight back. Tanner with 43 appearances is in the top 10. He ranks 8th in the American League in appearances. Good breaking ball. Mac, I've never known how a hitter right basically in the middle of his swing can blow a bubble. Have you ever done that? How do you do that?
I can't even chew gum during the game.
Will Clark used to do that as he's putting the ball in play and running to first base. He would blow a bubble. Adam Jones just offered it that hard breaking ball, and pretty much in his follow through, he was blowing a bubble.
That's too much coordination for me.
Me too. And I can walk and chew gum, but I don't know if I can swing a bat and blow a bubble. Good fastball. Let's take a look at it. See if we caught that. There you go.
Incredible.
Well, that's why he's an all-star center fielder.
That's exactly
He's
why.
Got that kind of coordination.
And Will the same way.
Yep. The Orioles have a number of good-looking young ball players, good-looking everyday players. Well, last year, Wash took a little bit of criticism, very much undeserved, in my opinion, for playing his regulars coming down the stretch. We were talking about using your best relievers when you have a chance to win. Oh, that fastball right by. Why would you not play your regulars coming down the stretch when you're trying to win a pennant?
Who are you going to play?
You know, these guys are 28 and 30 years old in top shape with nutritionists and physical conditioning guys, and they can't play every day.
That's who you're supposed to play.
Yeah.
That's why they're your regulars.
Exactly.
It's not the time that you rest those guys. They're supposed to go out and play. You look at this Orioles this Orioles team, and those guys go out there 150, 155 times a year.
Right now, Mac, they've got Manny Machado, Adam Jones, J.J. Hardy have played 97 games. That's every game. Chris Davis has missed 1 game. Markakis has missed 2 games. So between the 5 of them, they've missed 3 games. Just barely beats him at second base on the ground ball. So good inning for Tanner Scheppers. He gives up a leadoff single, gets a couple of strikeouts and a ground out. No damage for the Orioles in the 9th inning, but the Rangers do trail by 3 as they head to the bottom of the 9th. Brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Don't miss the Ford Summer Spectacular featuring blockbuster deals. Now playing at your best in Texas Ford dealer. By AT&T UVerse TV. Check availability at 1-800-PIC-ATT. Rethink possible. And by Progressive. Visit progressive.com today. Well, the Orioles are going to bring their closer in. The Rangers scored 3 in the 8th to make it a save situation. So rather than a comfortable finish for the bullpen, it turns into a save situation. Jim Johnson is the closer. He leads Major League Baseball with 34 saves. He has blown 6. 4 of them came in a 2-week period in the middle of May when he really struggled prior to that and after that, he has been terrific. Saw him in last night's game. 94-mile-an-hour sinker. He ended up featuring a pretty good curveball and a changeup last night as well. In fact, he hit Ian with a pitch last night. Hit him with a changeup. Rangers threatened, but couldn't do any damage. They'll need 3 runs to tie this game. There's a fastball for a strike.
Well, this is the best part of the lineup that you want coming up to face the closer, top of the order.
Johnson generally has good movement on his fastball. He's got good velocity and tough to get a good piece of it with the kind of movement that he generally has. As we saw last night, he had to go to all of his pitches last night. Fastball hit on the ground. Machado on the run, barehands it, throws. What a play. Close play at first. Great stretch by Chris Davis. The fans didn't like it. Ian wasn't sure about it. Mac, that's a pretty nice play right there.
Great play on both ends. Machado playing Kinsler back deep. Comes in, barehands it with that strong arm. Makes a great throw across the diamond. That's a very tough play. And then Chris Davis on the other end making the stretch and keeping that foot on the bag. You got a little shorter first baseman that's not as agile as Chris. That play doesn't get made. He has to come off the bag to get it. But Chris Davis stays on it and makes that play. And it looks like they got him just by a half a step.
Well, that's a great play by Chris at first base. I don't know how he stayed on the bag. Now, how hard is it, Mac, on that kind of a play? It's a fairly hard hit ball to barehand to get a grip on it and make that kind of throw.
Well, one of the things, you know, that makes it easy is if you've got large hands. And I've not met Manny Machado, so I don't know how large his hands are. But if you've got large hands, obviously it goes in there a lot easier. So if you've got small hands, it makes it very difficult. But coming in and you've got to bend down, get it, and then throw a strike on the run. And he was pretty much almost at full speed running away from first base. That's a pretty difficult play. There are only a few guys that can make a play like that. Unfortunately, one of them's on our team, and he's probably the best at it. But that's a very difficult play, especially for a guy who's playing out of position. He's normally a shortstop, but he's learning how to play third base, and he's playing it pretty well.
No balls and 2 strikes to Jurickson. Johnson took a little something off that one. Fooled Jurickson. You got your work cut out for you against this closer when you're down no balls and 2 strikes. Oh, 2 pitch. Off speed pitch. And for Johnson, that off speed pitch is 88 miles an hour. His fastball is 93, 94 miles an hour. But even at 88 miles an hour, he had Jurickson well out in front of it.
Makes it really tough when you're throwing 93, 94 miles an hour with movement. Movement and sink, and then you throw your off-speed pitch, and it's 88.
Hanging in there. Same pitch. Way inside, 95 miles an hour. Jurickson's had 2 or 3 pitches today like that he's had to jump out of the way. Also had 2 hits in the ball game, 2 for 4. Curveball, popped it up. Does Wieters have a play? He does. Nice play by Wieters. Reached past the railing and made the play. Wieters wasn't an all-star this year, but the last 2 years he has been an all-star. Strong, good young catcher.
Johnson gets Profar out in front of this pitch, and Profar pops it up. Wieters comes over behind home plate, reaches into the stands over the short gate, and makes a great play. He knew he was coming up to the gate, got his glove over it, braced himself and made a nice catch.
Well, Rangers down to their last out with nobody on. They're down by 3, 7-4 here in the 9th inning. Nelly Cruz 0 for 4 in the ball game. Breaking ball way outside for ball 1. One ball and 2 strikes now. 16th pitch coming up for Jim Johnson. Johnson among the league leaders in games appeared in. This is his 49th game. A line drive to center field. That's going to fall in front of Adam Jones. So the Rangers still alive here in the 9th inning. Adrian Beltre gets on base. Tying run comes to the plate. That would be A.J. Przinsky. Johnson, not a guy that gives up a lot of home runs. He has given up 3. Chances are they came during that 2-week stretch in May where he had 4 blown saves. High fastball, 92 miles an hour. Ball hit into right field. Rangers still alive. 2 men on now, and that brings a tying run to the plate. A.J. Przinsky, Mitch Moreland up next. 2 outs. Not quite as easy as it might have looked back in the 3rd inning when it was 7-0. In fact, a little later than that, till the Rangers scored 3 last inning and made a game of it. So with 2 outs, the Rangers failed to go easily here in the 9th inning. It's very interesting now.
It is. One swing of the bat can tie this game up. AJ's a guy that can reach the seats and reach them fairly easy.
AJ hit 27 home runs last year. He's hit 9 home runs this year. Not looking for a home run, but he's looking for a ball that he can drive. And maybe you get out in front of it, and maybe you do hit a home run.
Something tells me he's looking for a home run.
Think so? Well, we'll see with the first swing.
He's looking to yank one right now.
Well, if I'm Jim Johnson, I'm going to try to keep the ball away from him, that's for sure. Ball a little bit out of the strike zone, it looked like. Not a ball you could hit out of the ballpark. Johnson keeping the ball down, well aware of what the situation is. Throws that sinker down. One ball, 1 strike. 2 men on. 7-4 Orioles. Ball pulled foul. Now we're down to the last strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 22nd pitch coming up for Jim Johnson. Wash on the bench looking for some solid contact right here. Buck Showalter pacing in the dugout, a little bit more nervous than he thought he might be a little earlier in the ballgame. 1-2 to A.J. Przinsky. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. Fastball grounded to second base. Roberts makes the play this time. A.J. Przinsky is out. The Rangers strand 2. The Orioles win the first 2 games of this 3-game series against the Rangers. They beat the Rangers tonight 7-4. They get 17 hits. Right after the break, Dana Larson and Kevin Mench will be back to wrap it all up for you on Fox Sports Southwest.